Welcome back to Anomaly Archives, where every mystery leaves a scar and the truth is never what it seems. Tonight we're reopening one of the coldest files in human history, a story about 9 young hikers, a shredded tent, and something in the snow that logic still refuses to explain. It was February in 1959. 9 students from the Ural Polytechnic Institute set out on what should have been the adventure of a lifetime, a 200-mile ski trek through the frozen spine of the Ural Mountains. Their leader, Igor Dyatlov, was disciplined, the kind of guy who fixed broken compasses for fun. His friends trusted him completely. They joked in their diaries. They sang folk songs around campfires. Everything was normal, until the mountain stopped playing nice. By February 1st, heavy snow and wind forced them off course to a slope of Kholat Syakhl. The locals called it Mountain of the Dead. They set up camp right there on the exposed slope. No tree cover, no protection, just snow, wind, and silence. Sometime after midnight, something happened. We don't know what, no one does. But whatever it was, it made 9 experienced hikers slice open their own tent from the inside and run half naked into a minus 30-degree blizzard. Let that sink in. They didn't open the flap. They cut through the canvas. No footprints of strangers. No sign of attack. Just theirs. Bare feet, socks, a single boot here and there, leading downhill toward the dark forest. When rescuers finally found the site weeks later, it looked wrong. The tent half buried, gear neatly stacked inside, cameras, boots, food, as if they planned to come back. A mile downhill beneath a cedar tree, 2 bodies lay side by side in their underwear, hands burned from trying to climb the branches above them. They'd built a small fire that never lasted the night. 3 more bodies were found between that tree and the tent, frozen mid-crawl, faces locked toward home. Then, 2 months later, the final 4, buried under 12 feet of snow in a ravine. Their injuries made no sense. Crushed ribs, shattered skulls, no external bruises. One woman missing her eyes, another, her tongue. It looked like they'd been hit by something inside their bodies. And then came the final twist. Their clothes were radioactive. No nearby reactors. No test site within hundreds of miles. Yet the readings were there, faint but real. The Soviet report called it death by a compelling natural force. That's all. Case closed. But let's dig into that, because compelling doesn't even begin to cover it. Cut from the inside. That means panic. Immediate primal panic. But from what? There were no paw prints, no avalanche debris, no sign of struggle outside. Maybe it was something they heard. A roar, a vibration, something felt more than seen. Forensic experts said the force was like a car crash or blast wave. Some claimed a parachute mine test could cause that. Silent explosions above the snow, crushing without burning. But the military denied any testing there. 2 hikers had once worked at nuclear facilities. Contamination from old uniforms? Possibly, but that doesn't explain why only certain spots of clothing glowed. So what do we have? A tent sliced from the inside, massive internal trauma, radiation, and 9 hikers running into the night. It's like the mountain swallowed the truth and left the clues as bait. In 2019, Russia reopened the investigation. Their conclusion? A slab avalanche, a chunk of snow collapsing silently onto the tent, forcing the group to flee, freezing to death one by one. It fits parts of the story, the panic, the torn tent, the hypothermia, but it doesn't touch the radiation, or the internal injuries, or the missing eyes. Maybe fear did it. Panic spreads fast in the dark. One person screams, The rest follow, adrenaline pumping until the cold shuts everything down. Or maybe it was something man-made. Secret tests, sonic weapons, things the 1950s didn't have words for yet. Or maybe it was just the mountain itself, ancient, indifferent, and waiting. We keep calling it a mystery, but maybe it's a warning that no matter how smart, how prepared, how human we think we are, nature still writes the final paragraph. 9 people walked into that storm believing they could master it. The mountain reminded them otherwise. 60 years later, the case remains unsolved. Theories fade, evidence melts. But the cold never forgets. Thanks for watching Anomaly Archives. Until next time, keep your lantern close, because out here, the dark keeps its own stories.